and welcome back to another This Week in WWE with TheJaseDawg. That's right, guys, so this is episode number 34. I know this is a little bit late, so I guess you could call this past week in WWE, because we're already into the new week of wrestling and all that stuff, but I have to do it. I don't want to really miss out on a week of it, and you know, I've just been so busy with like everything. So I've been trying to get into the groove of how I was before I went on holiday, and I guess the holiday just kind of threw me off. But guys, let's get right into it. If you haven't seen what happened this week in WWE, make sure you check it out on the WWE Network right now. So there's your warning. Let's get right into it. So we started with Raw. First big thing that happened, Dana slapped Charlotte. That's right, because Charlotte was trying to get up into her face about the fact of all that, and then they had like a triple threat number one contenders match. It was Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Dana Brooke. Winner would go on to face Charlotte at Clash of Champions. So what ended up happening was Sasha got the win. I guess it was like it almost looked like a double pin, but she got the win by pinning Bayley, and kind of, I don't know, it looked weird. It kind of looked like they were both winning the pin, but I don't know. I'm happy that Sasha got the win because she deserves it a bit more than Bayley does at the moment. Next thing we had was the highlight reel with Sami Zayn, and Zayn pretty much got insulted a lot by Jericho, and Jericho ended up smashing his phone into Zayn's face and laying him out with a codebreaker, I'm pretty sure. And then what we ended up finding out was Zayn and Jericho will be facing each other at Clash of Champions. So it is Kevin Owens' former best friend versus Kevin Owens' current best friend. It's so weird, but it's going to be a good match nonetheless. We had was Cesaro. He actually beat Sheamus and is now at 3-2. So I guess there'll be another match this week on Raw coming, and then they'll finish up their best of 7 series probably at Clash of Champions. I'd say so, but it's 3-2. Sheamus is in the lead. If Sheamus gets one more win, then he is pretty much won the whole thing. But it's most likely going to go into Clash of Champions 3-all, and the winner walks out with the title shot. Jinder Mahal versus Jack Swagger. Jinder got a win. He's found a new type of enlightenedness where he walks around and he's like, you know, he's finding the peace and all that stuff. And yeah, Swagger lost the match, of course. And then after the match, he was pissed off backstage. He got asked, you know, well, your contract's ending with Raw soon, what are you going to do? And he just kind of walked off. And we're like, okay, what's going on here? But that was all we heard about that. Then we had Epico versus Enzo Amore, and Epico cheated to get the win because Primo held Enzo's legs down and they got the win. And yeah, it's 2 times in a row now that Epico and Primo have actually cheated to get the win over Enzo and Cass. So maybe we might see these 2 teams go head to head at Clash of Champions. It'd be something good to see. And then in the main event we had Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. The winner, so we had in the main event it was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. If Reigns was to win, he would make himself, I guess you could say if Reigns won the match, he would get his name put into the mix. So it would become a triple threat for the Universal Championship at Clash of Champions. And if Reigns was to lose, then it would just be Owens versus Seth at Clash of Champions. So what ended up happening was Jericho ended up attacking... No. So what ended up happening was Seth attacked Owens, which means that Owens won by DQ. However, Mick Foley pulled Seth away and restarted the match. And pretty much what ended up happening was Rusev came out of nowhere and distracted Roman, and Roman ended up losing because he got pretty much pinned by Owens. So Owens wins. It is now a one-on-one match at Clash of Champions. However, that makes it look like, because Rusev interfered there, maybe we're going to have that US title shot between Roman and Rusev that we were meant to have at SummerSlam that kind of didn't end up happening. That would be awesome. Now we head into Smackdown, guys. Started off with a triple threat announced for No Mercy, the new pay-per-view that will be coming next, well not new, but kind of reinvented pay-per-view that will be next month, probably around like the first couple of weeks of next month. So AJ Styles will be defending his WWE World Championship against Dean Ambrose and John Cena. So that's going to be okay. I don't think John Cena really deserves a title shot just yet, because Dean deserves his rematch before Cena deserves a shot, but oh well, nonetheless, it's still going to be a good match. Then we were meant to have Apollo and Corbin in a rematch from Backlash. What ended up happening though was Corbin attacked Apollo and pretty much the match didn't even get to happen. And yeah, so Apollo got laid out and then Corbin got scared off by Jack Swagger. So Swagger's on Smackdown now and he pretty much scared Corbin off and pretty much announced that, as of today I've signed with Smackdown because, I want my opportunities to be given the right way and not be used as a jobber and shit like that. So he actually signed with SmackDown. And yeah, so now we're going to see We the People on SmackDown now. We had a 5-way match it was like a 5-way women's match for a number 1 contendership. And so you had all 5 of the women, Nikki Bella, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Natalya, all battling out. Winner, first person to get the pin, would face Becky Lynch at No Mercy for the championship. Now, come to the end, Nikki had Alexa Bliss up in, I think she was going to go for her finisher, which is like a TKO type of thing. However, Carmella came out of nowhere, hit it with a big boot to the face. Carmella was going to go for the win, then Alexa Bliss grabbed Carmella, threw her out, and got the win by taking Carmella's scraps. So now it is Becky versus Alexa Bliss at No Mercy. Now that's going to be a good match because you got the Harley Bliss, because she pulls off that Harley Quinn versus my main girl, Becky Lynch. So it's going to be interesting to see this match, so I'm looking forward to it. Next we had was Heath Slater actually got signed. He signed his contract. He is now an official member of the SmackDown roster. And then after that, the Ascension came out and wanted a title shot. They were granted a title shot right then and there. Rhino and Heath defended the titles and they retained. So Ascension did not get the win and Rhino ended up getting the mad win for him. So it's good to see that as soon as he signed his contract, they didn't lose the title straight after. So that's pretty good to see that didn't happen. I was really hoping and praying that was not going to happen. And then we had the main event. It was Cena and Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles and an opponent that he had to find himself. If he couldn't find one, then Dan Bryan would appoint one for him. So he went backstage before and he tried to find some. He asked Corbin. Corbin said, no, I'd rather have a shot for your title. I'd rather be your opponent. And he asked Kane. Kane kind of just laughed in his face. And then he had no idea who. And then Daniel Bryan's like, well, I got you a tag team partner, James Ellsworth, the guy that got beaten to the shithouse by Braun Strowman in Braun's debut on Raw after the draft. So the guy that has no chin, if you don't know. And pretty much, so AJ entranced first, then James Ellsworth came out. And as he was coming out, he's waving to the fans. He's like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then next minute, BAM! Laid out from behind with a clothesline to the back of the head. And Miz pretty much hit him with a skull crushing finale. Miz took him out because, he doesn't like Daniel Bryan as much. So he's like, you know what, fuck you, Daniel Bryan. I'm going to hurt your choice that you put in this match. And he took out James Ellsworth and put his name in the mix. However, that did come into a backfire later on because John Cena would get the win over The Miz. And then after the match, Dean Ambrose would lay out John Cena with the Dirty Deeds. So, yeah, it's very interesting. This triple threat that we're building up towards has got a lot of tension going right now. And then we head into NXT. So we started with Samoa Joe and Shinsuke both in the ring, kind of talking. Joe, showed respect. He shook his hand, said, when I'm back from my injury, I want my rematch. And Shinsuke said, you're on. And then Joe walked off, and as Shinsuke was bowing to the crowd up on the stage, Joe attacked him from behind and pretty much kind of side slam, choke slam onto the steps, and Shinsuke got stretched out. Now when we went to find Joe after this, Joe was in his car and he sped off and he's like, hey, rah! Just drove away. He's like, I just took out your champion, what are you going to do? And William Regal was not happy. So then we had Liv Morgan versus, her name was Rachel Fazio. And of course Liv would get the win. Of course my girl Liv would get the win. And she, after the match, pretty much called out Asuka saying that, she wants a shot. She wants to actually get that title and she wants to take Asuka out. So that would be a good thing. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen because the crowd was chanting Asuka's going to kill you. But I would love to see Liv take the title from Asuka because that would be insane. Because I think Asuka's destined to go to the main roster very soon. I think she'll probably go to Smackdown though when she does, but it'd be interesting to see if Liv does take the title from her. Because if she does, I predict that Billie Kay will probably take it from her probably like a month or two later. and then Billie Kay will lose it to Ember Moon, and that's how it will go down, I reckon. But let's get into the next match. We had Drew Gulak, I think it's pronounced, that's how his name is. He's from the Cruiserweight Classic. He versus Hideo. He made a lot of mistakes when he slapped Hideo in the face in the match, and Hideo went ape on him and pretty much laid him out with kicks and finished him off with the GTS. So Hideo got another aggressive win. And then in the main event we had Bobby Roode versus No Way Jose. This was a good match. You know, of course you had the glorious man, Bobby Roode, and he of course got that glorious win. And yeah, cemented another win on his resume of NXT. Won over Andrade Cien Almas and now No Way Jose. So, what's next for Bobby Roode? We'll soon find out. Maybe tag up for the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament thing that's coming up very soon. And maybe we might see him and Aries tag up, you know, Dirty Heels. Maybe we might see Storm come over. You know, James Storm and Bobby Roode, you know, beer money. That'd be interesting. Let me know what you reckon, guys. Is it going to be beer money or Dirty Heels in the tournament for the Dusty Rhodes Classic? It'd be interesting to see if that happens. Of course, they're not going to go with those names because those TNA's names. But maybe. We don't know. But guys, that's what happened this week in WWE, or this past week in WWE, because I'm a bit late. But I hope you all did enjoy this episode, because if you did, make sure to hit that like button hard, guys. But not too fucking hard, don't break your computers. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the links are in the description down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the join the dogs button, and spread the word of the JaseDawg to everybody you know. And guys, let me know what your favourite thing was in this week in WWE. And yeah, as always guys, stay awesome. The JaseDawg is out of here. See ya.